New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. All right. So we're going to begin with the most exciting product since Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. I'm talking about Battles of Legend Chapter 1. I guess they just didn't learn their lesson from Hidden Arsenal. But the thing about the Hidden Arsenal sets is that there weren't any good cards in them. The Battles of Legends sets did have some good cards in them, right? So perhaps this will perform differently. You can see on the cover a bunch of shit that, like, we would be pretty excited to get in a set. You know, the said Retrain, Photon Lord is still $50. You got Harpy Lady on this side, which I think is like a $12 card despite being played in nothing ever. A new chance at Cards of Legend. Another crack at the Astral Language version of Utopia. What? That's so fucked up. Has there been any collector card treated as poorly as Astral Language Utopia? Everyone was super excited for that card. It came out. It was $500. And then they made the second Astral Language card, and everyone went, okay, well, if there's going to be more than one, then I'm not buying them. Now it's like $200. And now they're like, you know what, actually, we're even reprinting this fucking thing. Come on. I have an Astral Language Utopia. Ugh. As part of my pay for the last PPG event I ever commentated, I knew they weren't very liquid, but they did have a bunch of cards, and I was like, oh, I'll just do it for the Astral Language Utopia, which at this point means that I gave my services for $25 and a pack of gum. Ugh, it's so frustrating. Well, Astral Language see, here's the thing. I would hate it less if we got more of them. Keep printing them. You can't chicken out after one flub. You know, Utopia was cool. Leviathan sucked because no one plays Leviathan. Come on, next one. Ugh. Awful. Whatever. You know, these sets are always fine. So it will be nice to get some of the cards from them. But there's really just the cards that are listed here are the only ones that I really care about being reprinted. I wonder what's going to be in the rest of it. Next up. Completely eclipse your opponent's world with Moon of the Closed Sky, V-Jump. All right. Here we have, what would you call this? White Woman pop-up? You know, it's not exactly a jump scare. Save me, White Girl. White Girl, save me. Moon of the Closed Sky. 2 effect monsters. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. Target a face-up opponent's monster this card points to. This turn, if you link summon a Link 5 using this card you control as material, you can use that opponent's monster as well. So I think what is going on here is if you use this for Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, you can use 2 opponent's monsters. One that's linked to this card, and one via Underworld Goddess of the Closed World's own effect. Which is fine. You know, that's like pretty good. And the difference between eating one of your opponent's monsters and eating 2 is probably enough that not only this card, but Underworld Goddess of the Closed World will now get sufficient consideration in extra decks. The thing is, I struggle to think of a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now that is top tier playable and has room for this shit. Like, maybe if Rescue Ace stops playing any of the extra deck engines, like no Terahertz, no Isold, none of that shit, maybe they can squeeze it in. But even then, it's a big maybe. I don't know. Generator, but Generator also has an insanely tight extra deck and doesn't really have the capacity to put up 5 monsters. Yeah. Fire King can fit it. That's certainly true. Fire King can fit it. I still have to get used to Fire King being a top deck. I guess Lab could fit it, but how is Lab getting to 5 guys? The issue is it telegraphs what you're going to do. That's certainly true. But, you know, there's also a world in which, you know, you make this card and then your opponent gets in their head and goes, oh my god, they're going for White Woman. I now need to be spending individual pieces of removal on nothing monsters so as not to allow them to have material. Like, if you go to this and you target an opponent's monster and they go, oh my god, and start popping your other guys, and then you just convert this into an SP, that's fine. You know, that then it's done something. So, who knows? You only need 3 guys with this? No? I mean, provided that you are targeting an opponent's Link 2 monster in the linked zone. Oh, 3 of your guys and then 2 of your opponent's monsters. I see what you're saying. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. Ugh. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. White woman needs 4+. Does she actually? Not that it matters. This is still 4, right? It'd be 2 of your opponents. That's so funny. 4+ effect monsters. Don't you need 2 bodies? 2 of theirs, 1 of yours, and her, and she's a Link 2. That's 3 bodies. The 2 bodies you invested in this, and the additional body on your side of the field. We are so bad at math, chat. We are very bad at math. All right, now that we're done counting, let's graduate to 1st grade. Let's do full armored Utopia Ray Lancer shines from the abyss. From sea to shining sea. Okay, so you can see he's got the FA text, which means he's an FA monster. This stands for fucking asshole. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon full armored Utopic Ray Lancer by discarding a spell trap and using 1 rank 4 or lower monster you control. So this is funny. Now every card is a rum. Monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack. Once per battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, you can negate the effects of all attack position monsters your opponent controls. When this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, detach a material from this card. It can make a 2nd attack in a row. I imagine that is 2nd and not additional, so it can't just, like, clear the field. This card's not good. It's another one of those cards that, like, oh, wow, a big guy that Utopia goes through, but not good enough. Yeah, a Radical Gamer for the win is at least on the right track here. It's worth thinking about in regular Utopia, but the fact that it isn't named Utopia is pretty killer. But now you can rank it on top of Downard and then Zeus. Okay. Whoa, your Zeus has 1 more material for the cost of a spell card in hand? I guess. Is that something you wanted to do? Do the new armor cards work with it? Well, it says armor, but I think those cards say armored Xyz, right? Or something. Oh, no, wait, this is, no. Full armor Black Ray Lancer, full armor Utopic Ray Lancer. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is good. This works with the new armor guys. But it's not as good as the other one. Maybe someday they'll give us, like, a good full armored dude. All right, next up. We have the Jump Festa 2023. Did anything come out? No. And Tournament Pack 2024 Volume 1 Round 1. This first reveals for 2024's first tournament pack, hinting at a product to come. So we've got the Silent cards and the Exodia. I imagine this is all because of Yugi. What the fuck is the Snake Lady doing in here? Why is Snake Lady in here? Am I missing something? She's sexy. Because she's sneaky. Okay, that's enough out of you all. You all need to quiet down. All right, and finally, this is what I know you're all here for. Scorch the skies with Bright Fleet Dragons. So there's a little addendum here that says we actually fucked up the names of these cards when we translated them, and they probably should be called Tenpai Dragon. They are meant to reference MAHJONG tiles, and their playstyle is based on the combo plays involving winning hands that include dragon tiles. It's always wonderful when YG.org is like, here's what they're named, and then a couple of days later is like, all right, we actually were just taking a complete guess. It was based on nothing. Who remembers the Ideliodons? Anyway, so we have Bestowed Dragon Pydra. Level 3 Fire Dragon Effect Monster. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can take a Bright Fleet spell trap from your deck and add it to your hand or set it. You take no battle damage from battles involving your Fire Dragon monsters. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can, after this effect resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. Bestowed Dragon Phadra. Careful on that one. If this card is normally special summoned or at the start of the damage step, if a monster battles, target a level 4 lower dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Your Fire Dragon monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can synchro summon using this card you control. Chandra. Big Chundrous. If you control a Fire Dragon monster, you can special summon this card from your hand at the start of the damage step. If a monster battles, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Fire Dragon monster from your deck. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can immediately, after this effect, resolve synchro summon using this card you control. And what are their synchros? Rise Dragon, Bidet Dragon. Wait, okay. None of those were right. Rise Dragon, Bident, Joe Bident, Dragion. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per duel. If synchro summoned, you can target a Fire Dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can't special for the rest of the turn except dragons. And if 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, special this card from your graveyard, then destroy a spell trap on the field. After that, we have Super Dragon Transcend Dragion. If this card is synchro summoned, change all monsters on the field to attack. All opponent's monsters must attack, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. If 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then destroy a card on the field. And finally, the spells. Overflowing Bright Fleet Manor. Okay, they're literally tiles. Fire Dragon monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects during main phase 1. During your main phase, you can add a Bestowed Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. If this card is destroyed during the battle phase, you can target a Dragon Synchro monster you control. Its attack becomes doubled. And Bright Fleet Opening. If this card is activated outside the battle phase, apply one of these effects. If during the battle phase, apply any of them in sequence. Add a level 4 or lower Fire Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Special a Fire Dragon monster from your hand. It's awful. They're terrible. Oh my god. So you can get to a position where you have a bunch of these monsters, and then during the battle phase, you want to synchro into Bident, and then synchro with an additional monster into Transcend after you've attacked a whole bunch of times, so then you can special Bident Blast back to do a whopping 5,600 points of damage. Am I right? Oh, good. Someone already pulled up a replay. Okay, Pydra into opening. Okay, Pydra attack. Opening for Chandra. Chandra effect to summon the green. These two for Biden Blast. Bring back Chandra. And Phandra. 26. Phandra kills. But theoretically, you can then synchro into the big guy. Big guy in. Bumbler for another copy of the other synchro. Oh my god. So, like, you know that this sucks, right? I'm sorry, right? This is awful. So, like, a big guy in attack position kills this, right? I mean, a negate kills this. A pop kills this. Book of Moon kills this. Oh, my God. People look like they're pretending this is some kind of combo-oriented archetype, but it's a machine that accomplishes... It'd be like if you made a machine whose sole purpose was to turn a gear. But in order for the machine to operate, you needed to turn 15 additional gears. Like, I mean, this replay is a perfect example of it. They're showing the best of all possible worlds combo. You know, you draw your combo pieces into an empty board, and guess what? The person is almost dead by the time you perform your first synchro summon, right? Like, don't worry, if you connect with 3 guys uninterrupted, you're just about ready to kill them. Oh my God. It's going to go crazy when people start playing Soul Release. Now, I do think Chad is right. The field spell is almost good. Fire Dragon monsters are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects during your main phase 1. But any of the cards that are going to interrupt this in a meaningful way are going to do so at the start step of the battle phase, right? You go start step of the battle phase, okay, preventer, target your monster. The game now ends. Start step of the battle phase, Book of Moon, target your monster. Okay, the game now ends. I'll activate my monster's effect now that it's attacked. Baron, you know, good game. They're immune in battle as well? How? Am I missing something? Oh, if you get to the Synchro 10, it's Armades. Oh! Well, sorry, my bad. If you can somehow summon the Synchros without triggering the effects of these monsters that get to the Synchros during the battle phase, in the main phase, then it's actually, you know, Armades. Oh, man. No, yeah. These are awful. They're not good at all. They're not remotely good. Dyer going, oh, yeah, cards have outs. Yeah, when the out is every card that every deck is playing, though, then those cards are not very good. Dyer, why are you doing this, X5? Dyer does this thing where when she's wrong online, she makes sure everyone needs to know, and we'll just spam it as many times as possible. Sir, you play Rescue Ace? I play a little Rescue Ace, but, I mean, you're out of your mind if you think, 1, Rescue Ace doesn't have the ability to play through some number of hand traps, and 2, all the cards in Rescue Ace don't beat this archetype. What is this deck doing against, I don't know, a Contain? An attack position Turbulence? Yeah, these cards are not good. Feather Duster. Oh, yeah, if you draw Feather Duster, Raigeki, then you can probably beat an empty board state. Something that every deck can accomplish. Like, I can't think of a scenario in which this deck could ever beat Unchained. Like, I'm trying, but, like, I legitimately can't imagine a series of cards Unchained could draw that would lose to this strategy. Maybe, like, 3 Talents and 2 Chamber? Yeah, I mean, even then, it's not guaranteed. Because you still have to find Pydra. Ay, ay, ay. I think the fun part of this deck is going to be figuring out if there's anything good you can get off of opening. This card doesn't say, you know, just get a Bright Fleet. It says get a Fire Dragon. Are there any good Fire Dragons? We get Burner. Oh! Burner Searcher. Kitchen Dragon Maid? Okay. There's no way that's it. Here, we're going to steal a little bit of Jaxo content, and we'll do it right now. All right, so what are we looking for? We're looking for level 4 or lower Fire Dragon. There's 8 of them. It's going to be the shortest Jaxel video ever. You ready? Here's... Oh. Wait, this can't be all of them. Monster Fire Dragon level 4. Said 4 or lower, right? 4 or lower. Okay. Okay, so there's 5 4s. We can get Flamvel Gruninka, Xyz Raypierce, Lava Dragon, who has an obscene amount of feet, Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4, Dragonic Guard. Okay, let's do 3s. There's 5. Masked Dragon Burner, Kitchen Trigon Pokedraco. Let's do 2s. There's 4. Magna Draco, Dread Dragon, Flamvel Dragonov, and Decoy Dragon. And then let's do 1s. Flamvel Guard, Guard Dragon, Promenesis. All right, we're done. Not one good card. Wait, where was Kitchen? Did we see Kitchen? We did. I just scooted past it, I guess. Pokedraco, you know. Rose Dragons plus Rulers plus this. I don't know, man.